Announcement by President Tinubu of a national security emergency, because his statement talked about recruitment of more police, crash training, notorious forests like Sambisa being cleared, state police, the ending of open grazing. I mean, did it strike all the right notes for...
The Nigerian terrorists have bullied Mr. President to shut down schools. Instead of Mr. President to bully the terrorists out of Sambisa, so instead of Mr. President to go into the Sambisa forest and shut down the terrorists are now the ones making Mr. President to be afraid and forcing him to shut down schools.
I wish Uncle Tinubu can hear this very quickly, and among the entire list, withdraw that one and please correct himself.
Mr. President is supposed to be the one making the terrorists to adjust and shift side, and not the terrorists making Mr. President to adjust and shift side. So right now, who owns the country? Is it Mr. President or the terrorists? Now we are complaining about sovereignty and using it to blackmail a US president that wants to come and help us with terrorism. Now where is the sovereignty when terrorists are now the ones making federal government afraid, instead of federal government making terrorists afraid? Otherwise, how can a so-called sovereign nation be shutting down schools because they are afraid of terrorists? As in, terrorists are now the ones making them afraid and shutting down schools in their own territory. So where is the sovereignty then? Is it true then that actually Donald Trump is right, that indeed Nigeria is a disgraced country?
Look, let's be honest. Nobody expected this. But here we are. Schools are officially closed, not because of ASUU, not because of holiday, but because the government says security can't be guaranteed. That alone tells you everything you need to know about where we are as a country. And the funny thing is, nobody can even argue with the decision, because when you look at what has been happening, the attacks on communities, the rising fear, the incidents around schools, you realize the closure wasn't a choice, it was a last resort. Now here's the real issue. How long is this going to last? Because closing schools is not the problem. It's what comes after that matters. Parents are confused. Some are angry. Teachers are asking questions. Students are sitting at home wondering when life will get back to normal. And the truth is, the government hasn't given any clear timeline. All they've said is, until further notice, which simply means we don't know yet. And that's the scary part, not the closure, the uncertainty. Because what does further notice mean? 2 weeks, 2 months, the rest of the term? Nobody knows. But here's the fact that everyone is thinking about. If children can't go to school because of insecurity, then the problem is bigger than the education system. It's a national emergency. Think about it. Schools are supposed to be the safest place for children. If the government is saying it can't protect schools, then what about markets? What about roads? What about normal communities? This decision tells us something very important and very uncomfortable. The security situation has reached a point where even classrooms, places of learning, are not safe. So yes, the president has closed schools, but nobody knows when they'll reopen. Not because the government is hiding something, but because they simply don't have an answer yet. And until that answer comes, Nigeria is in a strange position. Children are at home, teachers are waiting, parents are worried, and the whole country is asking the same question: when will it be safe again?